it sucked. It sucked a lot. January sucked a lot. There were a lot of situations that sucked. And I am so freaking glad that tomorrow is the last day of January. I made a lot of goals for this year, specifically for writing, and I feel like in a lot of ways I have not done hardly anything with those goals. One of those main things being daily writing tracker. How many words have I written in January? 0. None. I have written 0 words this month, which I was not expecting would happen. I was expecting that I certainly would be writing a little bit less, especially with my new setup that I made. And I was really excited to see the new version of the weekly tracker that I made. And last year around this time, I was doing really well with it, but not this year. However, even though I have not been doing good with my actual daily writing, I have been doing really good in other ways that I wasn't expecting. One of those things being beta reading. For those of you who have been following me on this channel for a little bit, you guys know all of the different jokes that I make about beta readers. Like, where do you find them? The beta readers that I had before, a lot of the times were family and friends, which was so wonderful and spectacular that they wanted to read my work. But half the time they wouldn't read it and they wouldn't get back to me. And the people who actually did read it and got back to me focused a little bit too much on the grammatical errors and the punctuation, which is not exactly what I was looking for. I was looking more so for, does the story make sense? Are the characters likable? Which I feel like kind of fell flat when I did my first go around with beta readers. So I needed to look for people that I did not know, but that I knew were very avid readers and writers. And I made so many jokes about this where I'm like, where are you guys finding these beta readers? Because I can't find any of them. And the answer to that is, honestly, I still don't know how to find beta readers. The way that I found my beta readers was through a couple of different things. I feel like the number one thing is just take advantage of the resources that you have. And if you don't have any resources, try and look for some just while you are on social media and the internet. The first place that I found my first beta reader for was on a Discord server that I was on for Lindy Jung. And she had a channel that was called Beta Reading, where basically you can put down what your work is and how long it is, and when you're hoping to have it by, any sort of extra details. And I got a response! I was so excited about it. I can't believe that somebody actually reached out for it. I was hoping it would be more likely that somebody would reach out for this specific project because it was a short story. It wasn't too much. I didn't feel like I was asking the world of them. And she asked me if I could read her work. So I'm very excited about reading other people's work too. This is the fun part about getting beta readers, is that you can beta read for them and you kind of do a little swap, and it's very fun. The second beta reader that I got actually ended up reaching out to me, which I am so grateful that they did. They found my email on my YouTube channel, they liked one of my more recent YouTube videos, and we just ended up connecting via email, and they sent me some of their work and I sent some of my work, and that's the project that I have been working on a little bit more consistently. So even though I haven't been writing my own work, I have sent my stuff over to him and he has sent some of his stuff over to me. So I've been doing a lot more editing, and honestly, it's so much fun being an editor. I thought that I would hate it. I thought that I would not love editing other people's work, especially kind of being in the mindset of I am trying to read this as a reader, but also trying to be critical like a writer. I'm having so much fun with it. I totally understand why a lot of writers end up also becoming editors, because it's so much fun. So I've been having a lot of fun with their work. And then the next person that I am beta reading for, we are not doing a trade, but I already was following this author on Instagram. She's got a pretty good following. And she posted on her story, looking for beta readers, please sign up in the survey to see if I think you're a good fit. So basically I wrote down all of my information, made a commitment to finish reading her book by March, which we will see if that happens. I really want it to happen. I need to actually read her stuff. It's a little scary because it's a longer book and I am a notoriously slow reader. Well, that's not true. I'm not a notoriously slow reader. I am a notoriously moody reader. So I don't read every day a lot of the time, but I do speed read. I can do both. I'm a multifaceted person. I feel like that has been really the highlight of this month for my writing journey is really getting the ball rolling with beta readers. And it makes so much of a difference. One of the funniest experiences with beta reading so far has been the person beta reading the first book of my trilogy for the science fiction novel that I have. And they figured out things in the story that I had not even noticed. The main one was that apparently my main character really likes throwing things, like just tossing books, tossing cans. I really was having her throw a ton of stuff, and I did not realize that. And so because of that, her character came off a lot more aggressive than I wanted it to be. And it was kind of hilarious that I did not notice that I was having her do that, but she does it multiple times just in the first chapter alone. It's also really nice whenever beta readers say nice things on your stuff, where they're like, wow, this part was really cool. This gives me a cool hint of what's going to happen in the future. Great foreshadowing. Or, oh, I really am playing out this scene in my head like a movie because chef's kiss. That's what we want to see. And one of my big goals was not only getting beta readers, but beta reading for other people and getting experience with that. And I feel like I really accomplished that during that month, which has certainly gotten me a little bit more connected with the writing community in general. I know that one of my goals for the year was also try and make 2 new AuthorTube friends, I think a month. I can't remember if I made it a month or a quarter, but I'm making my beta readers my friends now. Sorry if you didn't realize that that's what you were signing up for, but it is now. Beta reading is just such a great opportunity to actually get really involved and meet new people inside of the author community. And it's been a blast. And I've been rambling on about beta reading, but honestly, that's just been the only highlight. Not the only highlight, Jasmine, come on. It's been one of the main highlights of reading and writing so far. Something else that I have gotten into is doing masterclasses. Masterclass was one of the things that I received as a Christmas gift. This is not sponsored. Masterclass, please sponsor me. The class that I am on right now is N.K. Jemisin, and I have only taken 2 of her classes and I'm already blown away. I had 2 full pages of notes done. If you guys are thinking about signing up for Masterclass, but you're a little bit worried about how expensive it is, I am telling you, there are so many writing classes that are on there. It's crazy, from really well-known authors. So in my opinion as an author, I would say just from the small amount of experience that I have with it, totally worth it. So let's talk about burnout from life and some things that I have learned with that as well. Honestly, when you are just burnt out, or just in general not doing good in life, you're not able to be creative. If you do not take care of yourself, there is no room for you to have ingenious moments. There's no room for you to actually feel happy when you are doing your creative work or feel motivated to do your creative work. So at the end of the day, it's not worth it to push yourself too hard just in order to get things done the way that you want them to be. And in some cases, there are going to be seasons in your life where that's not an option. I think that for myself personally, there were so many situations in which I just had no control over what was going on in life. In some aspects there were, but the way that it made me feel, the way that it used my energy, the way that it used my time was kind of out of my control. And you really have to focus on the things that you can control, right? The things that I can control is my emotional well-being, my range of thinking. And those were things that I really needed to work on. I have so much that I want to do, and I feel like I have not given myself the freedom or the time to rest and to actually be able to create all of these different things. I don't know if anybody else feels pretty similar, especially with having a full-time job and having a lot of outside responsibilities other than just your job, while also wanting to accomplish your dreams during the same time. It's slow going, but it's there, and we're gonna keep it pumping. So, how is February going to be better? Because February will be better, because we're going to make it better. One thing that I really want to be able to focus on with February is a little bit less of, oh my gosh, I need to write as much as possible, because at this point, I have 4 books that are done. I have 4 books that I've completed writing. I just am editing them. So honestly, at this point, with like the word count and making new projects, I'm putting that on the back burner a little bit. I think the short story anthology is doable though. The short story anthology is certainly better than making a full new novel. But anything that's a new novel, I think I'm just gonna not do this year. But I've got my work cut out for me for all of the things that I need to edit and beta read and get alpha readers and query and do self-publishing. I have my work cut out for me. But of course, I do want to keep the writing tracker going for how many words I've edited, how many hours I've worked on different things. I want to be able to still see my progress with that. Also, something that is pretty cool is my newsletter has started. If you want to get signed up for the newsletter, usually I make a post bi-weekly. I also try and make posts for special occasions. I have a post that is going to be coming up on Valentine's Day that specifically talks about romance books for those who are not big romance readers, such as myself. So that's something else that I want to focus a little bit more on, is reaching out to the community, giving them different things to work on, giving them different resources that have helped me. This is my community year. This is my community editing year, which I am so here for. Also, something that's going to be amazing is that my laptop is probably going to finally be fixed. I think that's something that I was very shocked put me back so much. I work remotely, which means I am on the computer all day from 8 to 5 at least. And I have a really nice setup at my desk. But sometimes the last place that I want to be is at that desk after I'm done with the workday. So a lot of the times I would make that buffer with my laptop. Well, in November, I broke it. I broke the screen on my laptop. It was not usable. But I finally have saved up enough money to replace the screen. It is in the shop now. They're getting parts. It's obviously not going to happen overnight. In fact, I'm probably going to get the laptop in the middle of February. But I didn't realize how much that meant to me and how much I actually used that laptop. So from now on, I'm definitely going to take a lot better care of it, because it's kind of my lifeline now of being able to be creative without also being stressed about being in the same place that I was at work. I also want to plan a couple of better videos for you guys. I know how much you just love sitting here and listening to me talk, but I want something a little bit more informative and interactive. And I've got some pretty cool things in the works for you guys. That's enough about my rambling. This is just me saying, hi, I'm still alive, even though I am burnt to a crisp. I'm still writing, I'm still beta reading, still trying to reach out. I'm a lot more active on Instagram than I am anywhere else. Instagram and YouTube are pretty much the main places I reside, so if you want to follow me on Instagram and see anything more about the stuff that I am doing, feel free to follow me at byjasminedayton.com. Not .com, not .com. Feel free to follow me at byjasminedayton. Folks, take care of yourself. Don't be like me. Don't burn yourself out. Give yourself some moments of peace. Make sure to give yourself time to rest and be prepared, but also do creative things. Do what you can. Do what you can. Don't stress yourself out too much. I hope you all have had a much better January than I have, and I hope that you have a spectacular February like we are going to. Sayonara, you guys. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.